this is a small bookshelf tour. I'm just going to show all the books that I have. Maybe pick out a couple of books to read in 2025. That's it. Let's change the view to my bookshelf. My hand is hurting. I don't have a tripod, so we're gonna adjust with whatever setting we have, and we're gonna start from this side and we progress towards that side later. On top is just Amar Chitrakatha books that in all probability I'll never read. It's just there for the sake of collection. And second row we have books by John Green, Cecilia Ahern, Jojo Moyes. Cecilia Ahern is one of my favorite young adult authors. All of her books are really wholesome, and I have picked out this book as my favorite from young adult section. It's called A Place Called Here, and I read this when I was in school, and it's very wholesome. It's super wholesome. I'm just going to read this one paragraph, which is last paragraph of the book, and it's about a girl who works in the police department, and she gets lost and she goes to this place called Here, as the title suggests. So I'm just gonna read the last paragraph. Here it goes. We all get lost once in a while, sometimes by choice, sometimes due to forces beyond our control. When we learn that what it is our soul needs to learn, the path presents itself. Sometimes we see the way out but wander further and deeper despite ourselves, the fear, the anger, or the sadness preventing us returning. Sometimes we prefer to be lost and wandering. Sometimes it's easier. Sometimes we find our own way out. But regardless, always we are found. Yeah, that's about the young adult section. Then here we have my classics collection, which is not a lot, but actually I have more classics up here from that Penguin edition. I don't know what it's called, but yeah. Here I have some Jane Austen novels. There's Little Women. I actually have 3 or 4 copies of Little Women. I don't know why, but it's my favorite book and my favorite movie. Actually, my favorite classic is Wuthering Heights. Because I love Wuthering Heights. It's my all-time favorite book. So just read it if you haven't already. Just go read it. And from the classic section, I'm gonna pick out Catcher in the Rye to read in 2025, because I read 2 pages and then I put it down, and I've been doing this for the past 2 years, and 2025 I have a feeling it's gonna be the year that I finish reading Catcher in the Rye. So I'm just gonna keep this here aside. That's all in this classic section. Then there's Jungle Book, Animal Farm 1984, Crime and Punishment, Metamorphosis, Bell Jar. I have 2 copies of Bell Jar because I think my dog bit through one. Yeah, my dog bit like 1 copy, so I got another one. Anyway, Sylvia Plath, genius. Next, you can't see. Wait. Okay, the bottommost section here is what I like to call the sad section. I don't know if my phone will balance. Okay. This is the sad section. This has books like A Little Life, All the Light We Cannot See, there's Kite Runner, there's Tuesdays with Maury, 7 Moons of Malia Almeida, which was okay. I think I finished almost 3/4 of the book, but I couldn't get through it. I could just not vibe with it. But it's a great book actually. This won the Booker Prize in 2022. But yeah, this is the books that I don't read, or I have read and I don't want to think about, so I have just kept it there. From this section, I really don't want to pick up any book for 2025, because my theme for 2025 is not to cry. I'm not picking any book up. Should I pick any book up? No, we'll see later. Okay. Now let's move to this side. This section is my Indian author section. Mostly all the books, actually not Indian authors, but books by Indian authors set in post-independence or just after independence India, or during that era. And this is a genre that I am loving it, and I read Independence by Chitra Banerjee recently and I loved it so much. You should read it. I think in 2025 I'm going to pick up more books set in pre-independence India. By post-independence I mean like just that decade after independence. From this section I'm actually going to pick up Midnight's Children by Salman Rushdie. I think that's how you pronounce his name, but I've heard great things. It's a really famous book, so I'm just going to pick this up for 2025 and I will finish it. Then here we have books by Asian authors, non-Indian Asian authors. We have a lot of Kazuo Ishiguro, who is my favorite author. And I am realizing that I keep saying I love all books and I love all authors, but it's true, guys. All books are great. All books are great. I've rarely read a book that I have not liked, but yeah, these are the two books by Kazuo Ishiguro that I have read. There's one more, Remains of the Day, which I am going to pick up for 2025 because I'm 100% confident that I will love it. I love all of his works. Never Let Me Go and Clara and the Sun. Clara and the Sun is fairly popular. Never Let Me Go, however, is my favorite. I like this more than Clara and the Sun. It's amazing. I don't know how to describe it. It's a little bit, I wouldn't say dystopian, but it's quirky, but not in a happy way. It's very similar to our real world, but also the setting is very different. Just read it. Okay, from this pile I'm also gonna pick up I Want to Die But I Wanna Eat Tteokbokki, which is a book which is about depression and anxiety, if I'm not wrong. I've actually read a couple of pages and it was great. It's a very, very easy read. If you can see, it's a dialogue between, no, not that page. If you can see, it's a dialogue between psychiatrist and the lead of the book. So it's great. Very raw. I'm gonna keep this aside as well. Next, over here we have, I think these are also YA books / TikTok famous books. There's Taylor Jenkins Reid's Daisy Jones and the Six, Evelyn Hugo, Man Called Ove, Midnight Library, Where the Crawdads Sing. All of these are very like famous books. Not famous, trending books. Like it was trending I think 2 years back and I got them when it was trending back then. And from this section I'm going to recommend Daisy Jones and the Six. It's about a band and all the relationships between the band members, all of their equations and everything. It's great. It has been made into a Prime Video series last year or this year, but I have not seen it, and I heard that the book is much better than the series as usual. So it's great. It's very entertaining, dramatic. So if you like, it's almost like a movie. So if you want to read a movie, read this. Next, yeah, up here we have all of my modern Greek mythology books, like books fiction based on Greek mythology. They are retellings. We have Song of Achilles, super famous, and by the same author. We have Circe, which is amazing. Even though I like Song of Achilles, I love Circe more because it's a very feminist retelling of the Greek character Circe. Beautiful. Then we have books by Jennifer Saint. We have Electra Ariadne. I think she has one more book, but either I have not got it or it's in my other house. But anyway, I have read Ariadne. I have not read Electra yet. Ariadne is amazing. But I would suggest you start with Madeline Miller's Song of Achilles or Circe. Then we have Homer's Iliad as well, because where else will I keep Homer if not here? Then this very plain simple, they're religious texts. We have Bhagavad Gita, Devi Puranam, Aidhya. I'm not gonna say that I have read them. I have read some sections, not everything. So that's just, yeah, my religious section. Then we have here, we have my weird book section. Excuse me, my dog just bit my hair comb. Excuse me. I am back. So we were talking about this section. This is my weird book section. I think that's what I was saying. But not weird, actually. Most of my favorite books are from this section. We have books by Sally Rooney, who is my favorite author. Normal people is lying here, but yes, favorite book, favorite author. I'm yet to read Intermezzo, so I'm gonna pick up Intermezzo for 2025. I'm gonna keep it there. I'm 100% sure I will love it. I love all of her books. All of her books are equally great, but Normal People is special to me because it's the first book I read by Sally Rooney. Then we have Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellor. Same vibe, but it's great. I have her second book, Blue Sisters, in my other house, so mentally adding a note that Blue Sisters will also be completed in 2025. Then My Year of Rest and Relaxation. So the people who read know what I mean when I say this is a weird section. We have Bunny. I have nothing to say about this book. Actually, I have a lot to say about this book, but I'm not saying anything because I don't know how to explain this. In this book, they kill bunnies and transform them into men, their dream men. I don't know, and it fails most of the time. And I just, yeah, you get the vibe. Yeah. Oh my god, I could talk about lessons in chemistry for hours because I love this book. There's also an Apple TV series now, and the series also look brilliant, but nothing beats the book. But it's amazing. This is set in 1960s. It's about a woman who wants to make it in the field of biology, science. I don't remember chemistry, but I read this 2 years back, so I don't remember clearly. But it's great. You have to read it if you love books set in the 1960s and 70s about women who wanted to make it big, and there were like so many things against them. But yeah, it's great. Tomorrow also amazing, brilliant, 10 out of 10. I love it. I love books that don't really have a huge plot but talks about human relationships and everybody, like the characters in the books. I like a lot of character development more than plot. Yeah. Okay, that's it from this section. Then this section is just books by Stephanie Garber. Stephanie Garber is not even my favorite author, but I have all of her books. They have cute covers and the stories are really cute as well. It's fantasy, romance, little bit of action, I would say, but not that much. It's heavy on romance. All my fantasy books on this side is heavy on action rather than romance, but Stephanie Garber's books are heavy on romance rather than action. And who doesn't like romance? The covers are super cute. Again, extra reason to get the books. You can see like my Lego flowers hanging there. The Caravel series as well. This Once Upon a Broken Heart. Okay, should come here. Okay, Once Upon a Broken Heart is also based on like it's the same world but different characters. Yeah, I also like books with world building, which is like not set here, like fantasy lands with fairies and all. But yeah, these are my guilty pleasure books that I read for fun. Then we have, oh, you can't see, but those books that, yeah, those are romance books that I don't like. Simple. Yeah, those are books that I don't really enjoy, but they're just like watching a rom-com, so they're really cute to read in summer. So in summers I read happy books and in winters I read sad books. Okay, that's just how I read. Let me align. Yeah, from here, if I want to recommend a book, I will recommend Love Wager by Lynn Painter. She has a lot of other books as well, but this is just like very small, very meet cute book, rom-com. You have no idea how many times I've tried to read all these books and I gave up midway because I just could not. I'm not saying the books are bad, guys. I'm just saying that I did not enjoy reading them. Anyway, then here also, again, I'm just gonna finish the bottom section first. This section is poetry. That's it. It's just poetry, random poetry. We have like some Walt Whitman, Ocean Wong, I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, then okay, here, these are my fantasy heavy on action books. We have Court of Thorns and Roses, which is really famous. I finished like this thick book and all. I finished in less than a day, like in hours. I sat and finished it because I was that addicted to this series. It's great if you want to get into reading. Here we have Shadow and Bone, which is the mother of all fantasy fiction. I would recommend starting with Shadow and Bone actually, because it's not that I don't want to say it's not that heavy, because it's heavy, but it doesn't have too many things happening. Does that make sense? But yeah, I would recommend Shadow and the Bone because this is where it all started. Then here we have Cruel Prince trilogy. The Stolen Heir is like a spin-off sequel to Cruel Prince trilogy, which I haven't read yet. All of these books I read 2 years back, so I've sort of forgotten the plot and characters and everything, but I'm still gonna read Stolen Heir and see if I'm still into it, because I'm not read it yet. 2025 list. Then yeah, these are all the same vibe actually. Equatar, Cruel Prince, Shadow and Bone, everything's the same vibe. So if you like one of these, you will love the rest. Then here we have my, oh wait, I did not do this section. This is my Emily Henry section. I have all the books by Emily Henry. She is my favorite romantic novel author. It's not rom-com. It's a little romantic drama, and she's great. It's very light read, but also the themes that she touches upon are very relatable. From all of these, actually read all of the books. I'm not gonna recommend one. I think if I have to, I'm gonna recommend Book Lovers. But if you can, just read them all. If you like one of her books, you like all of her books. Then okay, here is my not so serious thriller / crime mystery books. We have Truly Devious, Good Girls Guide to Murder, Inheritance Games. These are all these are set in school probably, and that's why I'm not saying it's that serious, but it's serious nonetheless, but little bit more lighter compared to this, which is my little bit more heavier mystery slash thriller books. We have Stephen King's and horror, but we have 3 books by Stephen King. We have 1 book by Robert Galbraith, which is J.K. Rowling's different name. All the books she has written under the name of Robert Galbraith is also great. I've read them long back, but I remember really enjoying them. We have Silent Patient, which is super famous. Then we have Thursday Murder Club series by Richard Osman, which is also very fun, even though it's about killing and murders and all of that, but it's set in an old age home, so it's people in their 70s and 80s solving murders. How cute. Then from this section, I'm not gonna pick up anything because I've read most of these books, but I don't know if I want to pick up. Okay, I think I'm gonna pick up The Man Who Died Twice, because I read it I think halfway through and I did not go through with it, and I'm going to finish it. This is by Thursday Murder Club. This is how the books look. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put this here. Then I finished this. Okay, from this section I'm gonna pick up Brothers Hawthorne to read from Inheritance Games trilogy. This is a sequel, but not the same plot. It's not a sequel. It's sort of it's same characters but different storyline. I'm gonna pick this up to read in 2025. Other than this book, I've read all the books in this section. Yeah, I have. Then all of this is completed. Okay, I didn't talk about this section. This is my dark academia section. If you don't know what dark academia is, I don't know how to explain it actually, but just Google it. Just Google what dark academia is. Here we have Secret History, If We Were Villains. Secret History and If We Were Villains are really similar vibes, similar plot. I am going to recommend If We Were Villains more. Actually forgot which one is which. I think this has Shakespeare and this has Greek mythology, but either of these two I don't remember which one, but I liked the Greek mythology one more, as in the one that referenced Greek mythology. I think it's Secret History. I would recommend Secret History over If We Were Villains, but read both of them. If you read one and if you like it, read this. If you read this and if you like the vibes, read this. Yeah. Then we have Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake that I have not read yet. I just got it for the vibes. I am going to read this next year. Next we have Addie LaRue. B.E. Schwab has also other books. We have Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, which I'm not going to pick up now, but I will read in the late future. We have these Vicious series by V.E. Schwab is also amazing. The cover is bad because I thrifted this book, so it's pre-used and you can find notes and stuff. It's all been marked by somebody before. See, she's drawn a heart. I'm guessing it's a girl, and she's written things. There's one dialogue and she's somebody, whoever the previous owner was, has written, OMG, she is just so badass and everything. So it was really fun to read this book. Yeah, see, here she's written I stan and everything. I would really recommend thrifting books because you get to see a whole other human's perspective on the same books that you're reading. Yeah, anyway, I recommend the Vicious series as well. This is Vicious and that is Vengeful, same series. Lesser appreciated work by V.E. Schwab, but I think it's great. I like this more than Secret History. No, Addie LaRue. Secret History is by Donna Tartt. Addie LaRue is by V.E. Schwab. Okay. Okay, next. Oh, this is completed. Everything is basically completed. This is just my Harry Potter series, of course, and I have my Kinder Joy Funko Pop toys along with my books. Sorry. Oh, my dog. My dog is just waiting for something to be on the floor so that he can come and chew it up. Not today. Not today. I don't know if you can see my dog. Yeah. Not today. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep this back. Yeah, so that's it, my Harry Potter collection. And on top, there's a book by Amish, and I've not read even one, but we will get there someday, some year, not 2025. Okay. Then here, these are my I'm just gonna show in close up. These are my childhood books, my childhood in a section. I had a lot more, but I can't find them. But whatever I have kept it here. We have Famous Five, Secret Seven, Doc Diaries, Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys. Love all of them. Then these are some non-fiction books that I have not read and I will never read. Most of these belong to my dad and my mom. So I have not read any of these. And then on top you can see, like I said, the Penguin collection books, and on top again you can see Crooked Kingdom and Six of Crows. Six of Crows is the first book. Then we have Crooked Kingdom. The golden one I have not read yet because I know that all of my characters from the red one, I think not all, but some characters die in the golden one, so I refuse to accept that. Anyway, that's it. That's my small bookshelf. It's almost full, as you can see, and I might build a new one next year in 2026. I don't think I'm gonna acquire that many books in 2025 because I'm also working and I don't find enough time to finish the books that I have. So maybe in 2026 I will get a new bookshelf. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna do a roundup of all the books that I picked out for 2025. First we have Atlas 6, which I will only read in autumn or winter. So now anyway winter's over, so I will read it in 2025 winter. Then we have The Catcher in the Rye, which is a classic. I will read this. We have The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. Favorite author, will love it 100%. Midnight's Children. I'm really excited to read this as soon as I finish the book that I'm reading now. Now actually I'm reading this beautiful book called Once Upon a Curfew. By I think Srishti Chaudhary, I'm not sure, but I'm really into books by Indian authors and I love it. It's super cute. I'm only halfway through, so I will finish that book and get started on this pile. So yes, Midnight's Children. Brothers Hawthorne, which is sequel to Inheritance Games trilogy. I don't know if I'll still like Brothers Hawthorne and Stolen Air and all, because all of these are the sequels that I got for the sake of having them in my collection, but I know I might not be into it now because my taste has changed a bit. Then we have Man Who Died Twice from the Thursday Club series, and we have Intermezzo by Sally Rooney, which I am super excited to read. And just like I made a mental note, Blue Sisters by what's her name, Cleopatra and Fanny, Coco Mellors. Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors also I will read. Anyway, I hope this video wasn't too chaotic, and that's it. I will maybe hopefully not abandon this endeavor and get back to you once I finish all the books that I've picked out for next year. That's all for now. Bye bye. Thank you so much for watching.